We best look at this boho collection as it's being very busy. Now, the thing about it is, you do get elastic in, which I figured was the best way to show you what you need to know for this, because I've used it particularly for bracelets. So I would stick to elasticated bracelets when I'm making this. This is not one you would have just seen on the counter, because the nice thing about this collection is it varies. So this one has got I've used some of the little spacer beads, I've used some of the glass 4mm pearls, and I've used some of the seed beads, and I'm just coming up with a design on that basis, really. So we've got an assortment of glass. They're predominantly glass in here, actually. So these are all glass seed beads, different colours, sizes. Then you get these beautiful clay slices, I'll call them, which they are absolutely stunning to work with. So you get a selection of these. Now, some of the samples I've made, I have used an awful lot of these, so this is what's left so far. But when you get down to your last few, don't forget they're spacers as well. So just one. You don't have to have a whole selection of them. And you can, I need to swap my beads around, guys. Hold on. So I'm going to put it near to the one that is a similar size to it, which will just make it look more effective there. And then I'll pop the little spacer bead the other side of that. So then you'll get just that little slice. You'll just see the edge bit of it there, where you'll get that just as a spacer. So once you get down to a few, I've used a whole load on my bracelets there, but once you get down to that, you can just sort of use one in there. So these are the 4mm glass pearls. I'm threading them onto the elastic. I would sellotape that down to the table. This is a project you can do with children as well. Sellotape it down to the table. Maybe take over the tying of the knot for them. Just when it comes to that, just a double knot and a drop of clear nail varnish will be absolutely fine for that. So just a selection of your beads. If I was going to carry on that pattern, I would have obviously probably put another one in there, and then just a selection of my seed beads the other side. So you get all these different spacers, you get these beautiful Diamante Mondells. So to look at that way, they let's show you there, they dome in, but from the side, like this, you can see the little crystal edges on them. So they are absolutely stunning. If I popped one in now, this is not going to match this bracelet, but you're getting the idea of the different beads that you're getting in there.
You're just going rogue, that's what you're doing.
I am. This does not match. This is hard to do. So just there, I've got the little Diamante bits there. They sit and they dome either side of the bead. And, you know, obviously this isn't how I'm going to finish this one. And if you don't like it, you tip it all off your elastic and you start again. So it's 10 metres of elastic, which would make you 20 projects. You know, you've probably not quite got enough beads to finish that, but if you want to add a few in from your stash, then that's a great thing to do as well.
And it's interesting is that they're very, very sellable. I mean, and it seems a long time ago now, but I went to Portugal last year with the family, and as we walked to the beach, we had to go a long, long walk across the beach, one of those sand bridges, I call them, you know, the rickety old bridge that lasts forever to get to the beach. And it's two young girls that, you know, they're only sort of in 12, sort of 11, 12, and in the corner on the end of the bridge when you got to the end, they were sitting there making bracelets all day, and with a couple of euros, you know, I mean, a couple of euros, I mean, thinking, I'm in my head thinking, that's cost nothing to make, making a fortune. But then they were all different designs. They weren't really sitting there being designers, they were just stringing, and people were just buying because they were just so lovely.
Yeah.
And we bought stuff, and it was our holiday stuff, and we all had one, and George had, oh, Daddy, we've got to get a bracelet. Aww. And do you know what? There was no particular thought process. I think they were just sitting there threading beads how they liked to thread them. And I think sometimes you don't need to be designer-led. You don't need to think, oh, how's it going to look? Just get them on there and wear it.
Yeah, so if I pulled those out of the way where I was just showing you different beads, that's beautiful. So I've literally used one of the glass. These are like a frosted etched bead. They're stunning. Two of my Diamante bits. I do like a bit of sparkle in it, and some of my glass beads there. One of my silver ones. So you soon find a way to blend these in, blend your colours in. You've got different tones, so you can really sort of start to mix and match your tones of your blues. If you go for two of the collections, or some of the matte beads look beautiful with these as well, if you mix and match those.
I've got a question about elastic. Someone mentioned this the other day, and I must remember to ask you. You know, when you do an elastic bracelet, obviously it's going to stretch. Do you measure to fit as you would normally fit?
Yeah, so I don't like them too tight, but I don't like them to be sort of dropping up and down my wrist either. So I go the exact size that I want. This is a really good, proper jewellery making elastic. So this doesn't go baggy. particularly. The key thing that you'll be looking for is that your knot is nice and tight. The main problem I find people have is if they haven't tied the knot properly, put the nail varnish and leave it to dry, and that is really torturous to wait that time to dry. But
nice surgeon's knot and a bit of glue.
And a bit of glue, you'll be well away. So, yeah, you know, and tying your knot. So I could do a mini knot here just to quickly show you. So we pop a little knot there. Oh, round. So I'm just going to do a double reef knot, actually, on mine. So a second knot on top of it. And this is the key. So pulling that one really nice and tight, and then as you pull your fingers in closer to that and give it a really good pull. So you're sort of taking the stretch out of the knot, I find, and that should stay. If it doesn't stay at that point, then there's no point gluing it. Then you need to add your little drop of your, not super glue. Yeah, that when I pulled it, it's come and done as well.
Because you can wrap it around twice, then tie it, can't
you?
you?
So you can do your surgeon style knot. Yeah, do you?
Yeah, if you wrap, do you know when you tie your laces, do it with my golf shoes, you know I tie it once, and you put the loop, do the first loop and you pull it down. Well, if you do it again, when you pull it down, it doesn't come undone when you do the loops. You know, you tie it tight, and then you go to put the loop in and it goes loose again.
Every day's a school day.